Good day, dear friends. Welcome to our lesson again. It is my pleasure to meet you here. Today our lesson will be based on quantifiers. I'm sure that you know quantifiers, and you can ask me why quantifiers? Because quantifiers might seem to be very easy, but it is easily confused by our students. Now let us see what we'll revise about quantifiers. Here you see the words and the phrases that are called quantifiers. They are a lot of, lots of, lots of, few, a plenty of, many, and pay attention, plus plural nouns. It means that these quantifiers are used with plural nouns. Be very careful with this one, a lot of. If a lot of describes or denotes or gives the quantity of any noun, after it, a lot of, we use a noun. If there is no noun, no of is used. And lots of and loads of. So they are mainly used in spoken language. Examples. Here you see a lot of, or lots of, or a plenty of, or many men, cities, skirts, chairs, but not men. And the question for these quantifiers is how many. For example, how many men? A lot of men. How many cities? A lot of cities. How many chairs? A plenty of chairs, or many chairs, or a few chairs, few chairs. Though few gives us the negative meaning, but anyhow, after few, we use plural noun, and its question is how many. Now, what about our non-count nouns? With non-count nouns, we use a lot of, lots of, lots of, little, a plenty of, much as well. And how to identify either lots of, after lots of comes plural nouns or singular nouns, you have to remember the categories of nouns. They are countable nouns and they have plural forms, but what about the nouns? They are non-count nouns, and so they can't be used in plural, but they can be used with a lot of. This is their quantifiers. Lots of, lots of, little, and a little. But with plural nouns, countable nouns, we use few, a few, while with non-count nouns, we use little, a little, and plenty of as well. Much is used with non-count nouns, while many is used with plural nouns. And what about the question? I'm sure that you have already guessed what the question is for count nouns. Of course, it is how much. For example, I have a lot of time. The question is, how much time do you have? I have, for example, a little information about it. How much information do you have about it? I have little information. I have a little information. I have a plenty of information. Or there is much snow. There is a lot of snow, but there are a lot of gardens, there are a lot of trees, then there is much or a plenty of furniture in the room, but there are a lot of chairs in the room. Then next one is about the question. We have already spoken about it. Now let us see all the questions here. Here you say, how many countries have you visited? And the answer will be, I have visited a lot of countries. I have visited lots of countries, many countries, a plenty of countries. How much does it cost? It costs much, it costs a lot, it costs, for example, plenty of money. How much money did you pay? I paid little money, I paid a little money, I paid a lot of money, I paid lots of money, or a plenty of money. Or we can use this question without money as well. How much did you pay? I paid, for example, a lot of money. Remember, you see here, I don't have a lot of friends. What does it mean? That you see here the cross, it means that mainly we don't use a lot of with negative sentence. If it is a negative sentence and you are given three options or two options, one of them is a lot of and the other one is many or much, so it depends the character of a noun, which one to take. Of course, many or much, but not a lot of. A lot of is mainly used with affirmative, positive sentence, but not negative sentence. So you say, I don't have not a lot of, but I don't have many friends. I don't have much pain in my elbow, or there isn't much snow in the yard. We mainly don't say there isn't a lot of snow. We say there isn't much snow in the yard. Then we can use a lot, much, a little, little as an adverb. It belongs to a verb but not a noun. And if a lot is an adverb, remember we don't use of there. And the question for adverb is how much. For example, she works a lot but not a lot of, because it is an adverb but it doesn't describe a noun, but it belongs to a verb. She eats much, or she doesn't eat much. She eats a little, she eats little. It means that she hardly eats anything. She exercises a lot but not a lot of. She eats a little, but she eats a lot, she eats a lot of, for example, bread. A lot of belongs to bread. It is the quantifier of a noun, but she eats a lot, so it means that she likes eating. And the question is, how much does she eat? She eats a lot, she eats little, she eats a little. Remember it. And what about that quantifiers to be used with just, only, quite, and rather? You see, just, only, quite, rather, plus a few, plus a little. Now let us see what they are meaning is and how we use them. She has only a few friends. Remember, we never say she has only few friends. Only a few friends give us the meaning few friends. So it means that negative meaning, that the number of her friends is very, very little. She doesn't have many friends. She has only a few friends. They have quite a little time. Remember, quite a little time. Time is non-count noun, so that's why we can't use a few there. They have quite a little time. And what about the next one? It will take just a few minutes. Why a few? Because minute is countable noun, so that's why we have used there just a few minutes, or only a few minutes, or quite a few minutes, or rather a few minutes. So it depends on the meaning and it depends on the context which one to use in front of our quantifiers. I want to give into your attention some sentences, and so we'll once again we'll see the usage of quantifiers, and in these sentences you will see once again the using of quantifiers. And here you see options, and in some cases both options can be used, but in some cases only one will be used. Now let us see the first sentence. We have got quite or rather a few friends there. Both are possible, either this one or that one. Second one, his theories are too complex that only a few or few people understand them. You know that only a few or few have the same meaning. It means that the number of the people who understand his theory is very, very little. You don't need to go shopping. We have got a few or few eggs and some rice. Now, pay attention to the first sentence. The first sentence leads us or guides us to take either a few or few. If you don't need to go shopping, it means that we have enough food at home. If it is enough, we'll take a few, because few gives us a negative meaning. If we have few eggs, it means that you have to go shopping. So a few. Number 4, very few or few people can speak a foreign language perfectly. Very few or few have the same meaning. So that's why in this sentence, both variants are possible. Very few, few, or only a few. Number 5, very few politicians are really honest. So again, both variants are possible. 6, would you like some or any more soup? You know that with would we use, though it is a question sentence, interrogative sentence, some is used here. You know that that is an exception. This is the offer. You offer something to someone, and if the sentence gives us the meaning of offer, we don't use any here. We use, would you like some more soap? And what about the answer? Just a little or little, please. If I want some more soap, so it means that I want a little soap, but not little. So little is negative meaning. Just a little. Do you remember? Just a little, but not just little. The last in this slide, number 7. Give the roses a little or little water every day if you don't want them to die. Little water, it means that no water, but a little water, so enough water. And in that case, which to take, of course, a little. Else is also one of the frequently confusing quantifier. How to remember? Remember that after else, we don't use any object, any noun. Here you see that we use else after words beginning with any. It means that anybody, anything, anywhere, everywhere, everybody, everyone, everything, no one, nobody, nowhere, nothing, and somebody, someone, something, etc. to mean other, another, different, or additional. So after else, we don't use any object. Remember it. For example, A. Here is very short dialogue between A and B. Will there be anything else, sir? It means, do you want any additional things? And what about your answer? No, thanks. That's it for now. It means that I don't want anything else, or I don't want any additional thing, or any additional coffee, or any additional meal. Second, I was the only one who knew any German. No one else had ever done it at school. It means that no other person had ever learned it. No one else, but nothing about else, no one. No one else. Now, let us do some exercises. And you see the instruction. Instruction says choose the appropriate quantifiers to complete the sentences. And here are 4 variants. It is a multiple choice exercise or test. Now let us read the first one and to choose which is the appropriate one. We have interviewed with 20 candidates for the vacant position, but that here is the gap of them was actually a good fit. If it is but, it means that what about the first part of this sentence is the contrast with the second part, yeah, and we have to choose the opposite meaning of it if there is but. We can't use in that case most, and then we can't use much because much isn't used with plural nouns. And what about no? After no, we don't use of. And what about B and D? Which one to use? Now, let us see. But of them was actually a good fit. Can we take neither? No, because neither is a negative form of both. So in that case, our appropriate answer is none. So after none, as you know, we can use was or were. It means that singular verb or plural verb. Then Auckland is about to go bilingual with 2 official languages, but so again, that contrast meaning of them is English. After both, we don't use a verb in singular, and both isn't used in the negative sentence. Then what about none, neither, either, or no? And if it is bilingual with 2 official languages, so it means that the number of the languages is 2, so that's why our appropriate answer is neither, but neither of them is English. Sentence 3. Gaps. Argument could move, so again gap, man from his decision. Now let us see. No argument could or either man from his decision. Every argument or both. We can't use both because man is in singular. Then no argument could move neither man. That within one sentence we can't use 2 negatives, you know. Then each, all. After all, we use plural noun, so D is incorrect, and each, both, so again, after both, we use plural noun. So in that case, no argument could move either man from his decision. Number 4, there were a few, fewer, fewest, then very little, only a little. What about D and E are incorrect variants because people is a countable noun and it is in plural. So D and E is incorrect variant. And what about a few, fewer, and fewest? On the beach, so we weren't completely alone. If we were not completely alone, we can't use fewer and fewest. They give us the negative meaning. And our okay answer is A. There were a few people. The last sentence in this slide, where gaps does the train stop? It stops at 2 gap stations and nowhere in gaps. And what about, you know that after else we don't use any noun. So else can be used here. Now let us look through our answers. What about B and E are incorrect because we are more, we can't use. After more we have to use any object or noun. So let us look through the answer A, D and C. We can say where else does the train stops? It stops at 2. It means that at 2 more stations, you saw, and nowhere else. Do you remember? Nowhere, nothing, nobody else. So our correct answer is A. That's all for quantifiers. Now what about the other topic we are going to revise with you? It is exclamatory sentences. Exclamatory sentences are also one of the challenging topic that are found by our students. Now let us see how to form exclamatory sentences. Exclamatory sentences are formed by using of so, such, what, and how. Now let us first see how to form exclamatory sentences using so and such. Now I want to draw your attention to this slide. You see that so plus adjective or adverb. Do you see any noun here? No. So with so, noun isn't used. Noun, the sentence starts with a noun that we are mentioned or we want to speak about. You see that so fast, so nice or so nicely, so quick or quickly, so slow or slowly. If so describes noun, we take adjective. If so describes verb, if so is adverb, we use adverb. For example, nicely or quickly or slowly. So fast, you know, fast has the same form as an adjective and as an adverb. Now examples. This train is so fast. It is adjective because it describes the train. It moves so fast, and here fast describes the verb. It is adverb. She is so nice. It describes the girl. She's so nice. She is dancing so nicely. What about nicely is adverb, so it describes the action. Such. You see, such plus noun. What it means? It means that with such we have to keep in mind that if exclamatory sentence is formed by using such, we have to think of the noun. After such, noun is one of the musts. Yeah, and adjectives, it depends on our own opinion. Adjective can be used or can't be used, so it is not very important. Such plus noun. After such, we can use singular noun, we can use plural noun. It means that countable noun and uncountable nouns. Both are possible. Now let us see. Such plus adjective plus noun. You see, adjective was given in black and in small letters, but noun has been given big letters. It means that such plus noun is important, yeah? And non-countable plural. And after such, of course, we use noun, but if our noun is countable and singular, we use indefinite article. Remember, nothing about definite article, indefinite article. Such a girl, and what about adjective? Such a nice girl, such a beautiful girl, or such men, such beautiful men, such people, such friendly people. Remember, such a girl, such a woman, such a teacher, and such weather, such news, in such people. And with, what about with adjective? Such a pretty girl, such hot weather. You see gap here, it means that no article is used here because weather is uncountable noun, and sad news, news is also uncountable noun, so no definite indefinite article is used here. And note, such a lot of people, such a lot of snow, it means that after such we can use quantifier a lot of, only a lot of, such a lot of snow, such a lot of people, such a lot of, for example, information, any noun. Countable noun and uncountable noun, but countable noun is always in plural. Then what about so? After so we don't use a lot, we use so few, so many, plus plural noun. For example, so many people, so few languages, or so plus little or much, so it means that after it we use uncountable noun. So little news, so much news, etc. Now I would like to draw your attention to the table. So again, the table is about exclamatory sentences, but this time we see other words that can be used to form exclamatory sentences. These words are what and how. You know that what and how are question words as well. Now, in order not to confuse the question sentence and exclamatory sentence, you have to remember the word order here. Now, let us say, after what, we use indefinite article. Remember, indefinite article, and noun is must, is important here. We have to use a noun here. It is the same with such. For example, what a gorgeous room it is. We can stop here, what a gorgeous room, and if we want to continue, we use it because it substitutes room here. If the word room is in plural, instead of it, they will be used. For example, what gorgeous rooms they are. And don't forget to put exclamatory mark at the end of the sentence. Second one, what a beautiful girl. we can stop here. Or what a beautiful girl you are. What a beautiful girl she is. What a beautiful girl your sister is, etc., etc. Then, what a lovely dog. What a lovely dog he has. What a lovely dog it is. What lovely dogs they are. At the end, exclamatory mark. What beautiful weather. You know, weather is non-count noun. No article is used here. Of course, we speak about indefinite article. With what, we don't use definite article. Remember. What beautiful weather, or what beautiful weather it is. So again, at the end, exclamatory mark. And what about how? With how, we use how well. After how, we can use adjective and adverb. But with what, no adverb. Don't think about adverb, only adjectives, because after what, we use noun. And you know that noun is described by adjectives but not adverbs. How well she sings. Sing is verb and well is, of course, adverb. How pretty it is, or how pretty the girl is. If we use there after adjective, we use a noun. The noun is used with definite article. And what is the difference between it? With what, the word order is like this. What, then adjective, noun, then pronoun, which substitutes noun. But what about how? How, adjective, and if we need, we use their subject. But what about with what? Subject comes after what. But what about with how? That we use how, then comes pretty, or any adjective or adverb. If it is adjective, that no article is here. How pretty the girl is. How pretty she is. Then how kind you are. How kind the people are here. How unfriendly, for example, they were. So once again, now let us see all the exclamatory sentence forms here. How nice. You see a car, your friend has bought a car, and you see the car and say, oh, how nice, yeah, or how nice the car is. It is such an expensive car, you see, such an expensive car. Why article here? Because car is countable noun and it is in singular. You see, adjective plus noun. Then, what a nice car. We stop here, or if we want to continue, we say, what a nice car it is. It is so modern. You see, only adjective. What is so modern? The car is so modern. Now, what about in these tables? How, so plus adjective or adverb, and what or such plus noun, then adjective and plus noun. Remember. Now, here you see tests. Altogether 8, and it's a multiple choice test. Now let us choose which one is right answer or which one is appropriate answer. Light travels quickly. Yes, if it is adverb, which one to use? We have to choose either so or such, because what about how and what? How and what stand at the beginning of the sentence, but not in the middle. In the middle of the sentence, we use so or such. Which one to use, such or so? If it is adverb, of course, we'll use so. Light travels so quickly. Sentence 2. You see here, gap, a wonderful view. You know, if you see article a, it means an indefinite article, we'll take what but not how. Yes, how, what a wonderful view. 3. It is a lovely day. So our sentence starts with it is, we will not take how or what because, as I mentioned, how and what stands at the beginning of the sentence. That we have to choose so or such. If you see here they, it means we have to take such because so doesn't require any noun after it, of course. Our right answer is, it is such a lovely day. And as you remember, lovely isn't adverb, it is adjective. Warm the restaurant is. We'll not take such or so, we'll take what or how. Which one to take, what or how? If you see the article there, of course, we can't use what here. In that case, our B variant is okay variant. How warm the restaurant is. 5. A good lunch we had. What or how? We'll not use such or so, that when you see article A here, which one to take? Yes, you're right, we'll take what. Number 6, dreadful those warriors were. Not so, not such, we have to choose either how or what, yeah, and which one to take. How dreadful those warriors were. Number 7, Caroline felt sad when her grandmother died. And if it is in the middle of the sentence, we will not take how or what. We have to take either such or so. If she felt sad, and so after sad, we don't have any noun. Which one to take? Yes, you're right. We'll take so. Caroline felt so sad when her grandmother died. And the last one here, an expensive car the Masons have bought. You see here an. We'll not take, of course, how here. Which variant is the right variant? Yes, you're right. Our right variant is the what an expensive car the Mansons have bought. So, dear friends, that's all for today. I think that our lesson was very useful for you. So, that's all. Bye. See you next time.